Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is International Master Benny Chang, and I'm doing a cast to my friend today, Derpfactory. So I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but it's actually really noisy here because doing construction today. They always do this kind of stuff at my place, so it gets really annoying in the morning, and I can't really fall asleep at when I want to wake up in the morning. Yeah, so let's move on to the game. So this is the French right now. So let's see here. 92, this is Tirage French, C3. Not sure about knight 3. I've always, not sure about knight 3. I thought that he would play f4 and play knight df3 or bishop d3 here. This is an interesting line. Knight b6, so you force him to take it. Not sure about queen b6 actually. Don't think this does too much right now. Because you can't really attack this pawn d4 at this time. And really, like, I mean, for black, you gotta play something like f6 actually to pretty much force white to take it, because then he gets the knight on e4, and then bishop on d6. a5 is a good idea actually, because he played a3. a5 is a really good idea. He pretty much wasted the move with a3, because I thought white was going to just play a4 immediately, because really black's only chance of this working is queen b6, a5, a4. So after this knight moves, let's say to knight c5. Actually, you can't even go knight c5. So he gets to take on b2, and this pawn on a3 is going to be hanging as well in a few moves. So this is actually a really good way to go about this in the French, because for some reason I didn't really think this was going to work, but yeah, he's proven me wrong so far. So I think he actually take this pawn a3 as well, but this is going to be very tricky though, because one thing that black really has to watch out for is that if this rook on a1 ever chases the queen somewhere and this bishop becomes trapped somehow, that might be bad. So obviously a few moves here that he can play are queen c3, just because doesn't really do anything. You can always play rook a2, I think, or actually yeah, queen c3. I'm not sure what queen c3. Well, the thing is, I think right now he should just castle kingside, gets king to safety, and brings bishop back, and just give up this pawn, because I'm not sure what else he can do about this. I don't think black can keep the a4 pawn, because he can't really play b5, because after b5, rook b1, and pretty much taking this pawn b5. That's probably not going to be that good. Plus, if he plays b5, he can always chase his queen somewhere and then attack this queen and this knight at the same time. Like b5, rook b1, queen c3, rook c1? No, never mind. Yeah, so this is a good move, I guess. It's kind of forced. Pretty much brings it back. Actually, I'm not even sure if he should have taken on a3 in the first place. I think he should have just left on a3. That might have been a very practical decision, because then the pawn a3 was always going to be weak. But I mean, it's hard to foresee that you can't really protect the pawn on a4 afterwards. That kind of sucked, but it's part of the game. What can you do about that? So right now, I think right now black is definitely a pawn. So as you can see that, and white's castled, black's castled. So really, both sides are just figuring out what to do. And I mean, the one thing that I would think that white's gonna do is play rook b1, choose a queen somewhere, and something like that. I'm not sure about h4 though, because I think he's going to go for something like kingside attack, but really I don't think a kingside attack is in the cards right now. I mean, because black can always play f5 if he wants to, or f6, and pretty much open up the position. I think f6 is actually a good move here, because he really wants to get something open in the kingside. Because I mean, all black's pieces are pretty much scrunched together. Doesn't really have that much space, and at this time, it's really tough to say like what black should do. Right now, yes, there you go, f6. But I mean, he has to open up the king side, because otherwise, where his pieces going to go? He can't really move his knight to b6 or something. Well, he can, but doesn't really do anything. Yeah, so bishop takes f6 is fine. Now, I was thinking maybe knight takes f6, knight g4, hop there. But I mean, this is okay too. The only thing that I have to watch out for, that black has to watch out for, is that when he does play e5, he has to make sure this pawn d5 doesn't drop. So that's really the only thing I'm concerned about. But other than that, though, I think black is doing this pretty well. He doesn't have to move his bishop, because bishop actually protects his pawn on b7. So, I mean, this bishop, even though it's a bad bishop, it's doing a great job. And, I mean, I would say e5 is probably the move here, just because, I mean, you want to open this up. Plus, once you take on e5, you get to attack this bishop as well. So, Elmothegreat. Let me just take a look at this guy's name, Elmothegreat. So it doesn't look very great. Wow, that's a lot of games. So he is kind of great. 27,000 games. That's a lot of games, and he's still 1800. Wow. Okay. So, oh yeah. So knight b6. Yeah, I'm not sure about this move. I think he definitely should just play e5 immediately. Sorry, because if he plays e5 immediately, then he pretty much had. Wow. What's going on here? How did this happen? Wow. I kind of missed this idea. It's a good idea, I guess. Wow. I'm very surprised he actually had that. I didn't think that something like that was possible. But, sorry. But yeah, Black is doing fine here. He has to play Queen f6 back. Knight g5, g6 I would say. But I mean, it's kind of tricky. Probably maybe Queen g4. Queen g4 instead might be better. He really just has to watch out for this kind of trick. So there you go, Queen g4. That is a better move. So I mean, this knight is kind of really doing nothing here, and he has to move his knight somewhere. Or maybe actually, if Black really wants it, he can just exchange that. Oh, whoops. Oh wow. That I can miss that move. Okay. So yeah, so Black wants to keep on here on h7. Oh yeah, one thing I gotta mention is that as you can see, these players are 1995, 1981. So usually not the 2400 type caliber players I usually cast. So they will probably make a few more mistakes, but for the most part, it's gonna be pretty even fight. It's not that bad actually. Keep it cover C. There you go. Knight d4, and I mean, White's gonna play Queen d3 or something, which is silly because it's not gonna work. He just plays Rook f5. Or Queen h5, Rook f5 doesn't work because Knight d4. Yeah, so I'm kind of rusty too for some reason. It's actually really weird because I played like a ton of Blitz games yesterday. I played like a master, played him 5-2 odd, so I had 2 minutes and he had 5 minutes, and I was doing okay, but I was losing on time most of the games. And I played 3-5, 3 minutes to 5 minutes, and I was just destroying him. So I thought my Blitz was doing really well, but maybe just been playing too much these days. Alright, so Knight d4, and the thing is, yeah, bishop d7, protect his pawn b5. You can play Rook e1, but then Queen 6 h4, so I think that White should play g3. There you go. I would say that e5 is a good move here, just because, well, actually e5 doesn't really do that much, actually. I'm not sure, because I'm thinking of playing e5, but the problem with e5 is that he can take on b5, and bishop takes b5, and actually he has a knight e3 here, which is kind of cool, actually. Actually no. Yeah, so knight takes b5 would have worked, I think. But because he didn't do that, now Black's able to play e4 as well. And now I think one of the key moves he has played is bishop h3. Bishop h3, he has played this move. Because Queen f3. Yeah, I think that bishop h3 should have been played first. Because now White can tell what now White can tell what Black wants to do. So I mean, bishop h3 has to be played. Knight e1 actually. So you gotta take back with the pawn. B takes e4, and knight e3. So I mean, it doesn't really quite work that way because yeah, knight e1. I think that should be fine for White. I mean, if you play knight e3, it's not a great move, but it's still okay. But knight e1 just wins a piece pretty much. Yeah. So I mean, with these no. Oh, bishop, that's not good. You should take on c4 first. Why don't you take back the bishop? Okay. That's cool. Queen takes g3. What's going on? Why don't you take... Okay, well, I don't know what's going on here. What happened? What? Oh, Queen h... Wow. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pretty good game, actually. My friend played a pretty good game, Derpfactory. He played a pretty good game. Just at the end there, I wasn't sure what's going on. Maybe low time and stuff, but yeah, that was okay. So, okay, he's just going back and forth now. Alright, so thank you very much for watching the game, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.